measly few $1,000s, somebody's just able to walk the street after the crime.
A grieving family pushing for change and stiffer penalties for people who choose to drink and drive.
4 girls killed in a fatal fire. Only on RTV6, their mother talks about her loss and her plea to find a killer.
I'll have the timeline for when the wind calms down and the rain moves out.
And then a new look for the Indiana Pacers, a true combination of racers and Pacers.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Pushing for change in the wake of tragedy. We begin tonight with continuing coverage on a local family's efforts to save lives.
Their son was killed at the hands of an accused drunk driver. Tonight, our Nicole Griffin sits down with an advocate who is now working with the family to get tougher punishment for drunk drivers.
The night Isaac Oldham was killed, his dad Derek remembers texting him and calling him, but getting worried after there was no response.
Just so happened to open a news app on the phone and seen an accident down the street from the house.
He rushed over to the scene at Shelbyville Road and 5 Points Road and discovered Isaac was not only involved in the crash, he was killed.
Just from that point on, really, it's a blur. It's a daily battle to kind of continue on.
39-year-old Sarah Story is facing 2 counts of operating a vehicle while intoxicated, a level 4 felony with a sentencing range of 2 to 12 years. Witnesses say she went through the stop sign without stopping and struck the motorcycle Isaac was driving. Court documents say she had glassy eyes, slurred speech, and smelled like alcohol. She had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.175, more than double the legal limit. Story is currently out on bond, waiting on a December 12th trial.
It's unfortunate that the crime that was committed, whether intentional or unintentional, for a measly few $1,000s, somebody's just able to walk the street after the crime.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving is now working with the Oldhams who want to see tougher punishment for drunk drivers.
He's not just a headline that happened and it's over with. It was easily preventable, and unfortunately, somebody made a different choice.
MAD's initiative across all 50 states is to have all states have an all-offender interlock device law, meaning any offender, whether it's your first offense or it's your third, you would be required to get an ignition interlock device put into your car. Indiana is one of only 14 states that does not currently have this law.
Annie Baker with MAD says the current system leaves too much chance with judicial discretion for drunk drivers. MAD is working to educate lawmakers that there is a need for tougher laws in Indiana. Working for you, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And we have reached out to several lawmakers to discuss legislation Mothers Against Drunk Driving and Isaac's family are pushing for. We are waiting to hear back. And a reminder, happening right now at Chick-fil-A on Southport Road, there is a fundraiser for Isaac until 8 o'clock. And we're following breaking news from the city's east side. Metro Police are on the scene right now of a deadly shooting in the 5200 block of East 20th Street. That is not far from Emerson and 21st Street. Police were called to the scene around 3:45 after a homeowner came home and found a person shot inside the home. An investigation is underway on how this happened, and the person has not been identified. Stay with RTV6 and the RTV6 app for more information as it comes in.
I want my babies to always be remembered. Never, ever forget my girls, because they were happy. They loved people. People loved them, and they were just four girls that didn't deserve that. We didn't deserve it at all.
Now, an RTV6 exclusive, the mother of 4 little girls killed in a house fire 3 years ago today is opening up to RTV6. Galen Rose is working multiple jobs to keep busy, but she relives every day the tragedy in Flora. Our Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez with a story that you'll see only on RTV6.
The home sits empty. The silence echoes the many unknowns, especially who is responsible for the deaths of Kiana, Kiara, Cariel, and Kiani. The November 2016 fire in Flora remains under investigation. The girl's mother, Galen Rose, now living in California, reached out and agreed to a FaceTime interview during her lunch break.
I cried that I miss them. I cried that I'm not the same no more. It's not the same without them.
The Saturday before the fire, the girls, who were members of the Lafayette Diamonds cheerleading squad,
5, 6, 7, 8,
had been at a competition in South Bend, a weekend of joy, devastated by smoke and flames.
I just want everyone to remember the good that we had, the laughs, the smiles, everything that they were appreciative of. I want everyone to remember that they loved their mama and their mama loved them.
November 21st will never be the same for Gaylin. Neither are birthdays or holidays or the days waiting for a break in the criminal case. If possible, the only antidote for her agony will be the day an arrest is announced.
Come clean. I tell you to come clean. You tell us. Even if you don't want to just say your name, just say something, anything. I'll just say anything. I don't have no understanding to why the house would burn down. Give me an understanding. I just want you to be real for my kids. Just come to peace for the girls. Like, if it ain't for me or whoever, there were 4 lives that has been taken from me. And I wouldn't wish it on nobody ever in life.
The family is not marking this day with any public memorials out in California or here in Flora. They want this day to be private. In Carroll County, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
And 3 years later, State Police Superintendent Doug Carter says the Flora case remains a top priority.
Full court press. A full court press still. Everything that we get, pieces and parts of information that we receive, will continue to run down, and we'll do that until we're done. I think we owe it to the family, those 4 little girls for sure. We owe it to the community, but at the end of the day, we owe it to them.
Now, there is a reward for information leading to an arrest. That number to call is 1-800-382-4628. A Gas City man installing Christmas decorations for the city of Noblesville died after suffering severe injuries from a fall. Noblesville police say 21-year-old Ryan Herring was installing decorations on city light poles on the downtown square when he fell Wednesday. He was a contracted worker. Deputies and citizens immediately began providing aid, but he was pronounced dead at a hospital. An investigation is underway. Now, the city of Noblesville released a statement saying, quote, "This was a tragic incident. Our condolences, thoughts, and prayers are with the victim's family during this extremely difficult time."
A grant of more than $1 million is going to an Indianapolis nonprofit that helps people in domestic violence situations. Coburn Place has been in existence in Indianapolis since 1996. It is the state's largest provider of housing options for domestic abuse survivors. The organization will get $1.25 million from the Day One Families Fund. The grant will help the organization place more families in stable housing.
I moved in a week after my son was born, which was ideally, I think, the best situation that could have happened because I was able to bring him here instead of back to an emergency shelter where there's a lot more chaos.
This will allow us to expand both our housing and well-being advocates. And the reason why that's so important is because the individuals that we currently house, both here at Coburn Place and out in the community, we're serving about 500 families a year. So this will allow us to serve more people.
Right now, the wait list for Coburn Place is 3 to 5 times longer than capacity of the organization.
Now to a unique job opportunity coming to Indiana. Hoosiers will be needed to help in the research and development of driverless shuttles like these that you see here after a California-based company announced today that it's moving its global headquarters to Fishers. Perceptin is currently located in Santa Clara. It will keep an office there, but move its headquarters to Fishers and create up to 160 new high-wage jobs by the end of the year 2022. The company creates autonomous driverless shuttles that run on fixed routes. Their technology has been deployed worldwide, most recently in Japan. Perceptin plans to move here by the early next year and begin data collection and testing for its driverless low-speed electric vehicles. The company will also work with Fishers to develop a pilot program for the city's short-distance transportation needs. Perceptin will also begin hiring for engineers, analysts, and technicians. You'll want to check their website for more information on that. It's not every day the Pacers get a new unveiling look there, but today they took the cover off a new alternate jersey, their City Edition jerseys.
They look awesome, and they'll wear them 15 times this season, making their official debut next Wednesday night. Day first was at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this afternoon.
The world's greatest basketball league.
This is clearly not your usual unveiling at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, an event tucked underneath the famous pagoda in this white tent, where Pacers IndyCar sits, logos here and there, ready for the premiere of a jersey combining the Speedway and the Indiana Pacers.
It was created to honor and celebrate the distinct history of basketball and racing in our city. You know, there's some controversy whether or not the Pacers were named after the race cars or after the horses. I say today they're named after the racers.
Right here!
And there was no shortage of racers as Charlie Kimball and Oliver Askew step up, literally, to show them off, along with Ed Carpenter's sons.
You got the blue stripe. What is this now? Well, that not only is it the sort of Pacers and Racers checkerboard, but it also kind of, at least for me, reminds me of that stripe of the Yard of Bricks across the start-finish here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Do you feel faster with a jersey on?
I feel like I'm ready to go play a couple of pickup games.
Do you have game by any chance?
No, but I'm working on it.
It's clear that the Pacers have been working on this. A slick video plastered on social media helping get the word out, with replica jerseys scheduled to be in the Pacers team store next week.
Yeah, I mean, what's more iconic than the checkered flag, right? So then you add some Pacer colors to it, and it's great. So it's a really amazing design. It came out so great that we could not be happier with it.
Already on Twitter, it's being well received. So.
That's good, right?
Truly putting the city into the city of Indianapolis, bringing it all together.
Look at him. He's got the jersey, he's got the shorts, he got free shoes. You get to keep the stuff, right?
I do get to rep some of the stuff. I will be...
Let's just keep it. Let's just walk out with it right now. Let's go walk out. Let's walk out. Let's go.
And looking ahead, everyone here wouldn't mind pairing the look with the trophy next spring.
So boom, baby, here they are. The jerseys are here. The wins have to follow as well. And speaking of boom, Boomer gives it. Well done. From the Speedway, day first, RTV6 Sports.
2 thumbs up there. Thanks, Dave. Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6, a young girl with a big message, one that could save lives and improve hers.
How does Amazon seem to know your interest and what you might consider buying? What we are learning and how you can protect yourself from exposure.
And the weekend forecast now in focus. A little rain, snow mix on Saturday. We'll get into the timeline coming up.
Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Hey, do you ever wonder how Amazon seems to know your every interest? Even if it's something you've never ordered before, they seem to know that you want it.
Consumer reporter John Matarese looks into what Amazon knows about you so you don't waste your money.
Many people have been wondering for years if their phone is listening to them. They'll talk about shoes, and shoes pop up on all their feeds. So how does Amazon seem to know every interest you have? Tawana Wilson received an Amazon Echo Dot as a gift from her husband a few months ago.
I just can't bring myself to do it yet.
But the Echo still sits in its original box.
I'm not ready for it.
Like so many people, Tawana suspects Amazon knows too much about her, such as after she had a conversation with a friend about Paris.
The next day, I had a targeted ad for booking flights to Paris.
A week later, she says she was talking with her husband about his Jeep.
I started having a stream of Jeep ads.
Like many other Prime members, she's caught between the convenience of one-click ordering and concerns about her privacy. And now she has even more concerns after Amazon admitted that its employees sometimes listen in to conversations you're having with Alexa. Are you listening?
I only listen after you say the wake word.
The fears make perfect sense, according to cybersecurity consultant Dave Hatter. Many Prime members, he says, use Amazon for shopping, watching movies, reading books, listening to music, and monitoring their house through the Ring camera system.
They own Kindle. You know what books you bought. They own Whole Foods. They own Ring, the Internet of Things doorbell, the Amazon Fire tablet. You couple all of these things together, and suddenly they now have an enormous view into pretty much everything you're doing online.
As an example, he did an Amazon search for Toolkit.
If I go here and click on this Win Rotary Toolkit.
Sure enough, Toolkit ads started appearing all over his phone and laptop. And if you have an Echo with Alexa, Hatter says it raises a whole new set of questions.
Is this thing listening all the time? How long are these recordings stored?
So what can you do to limit what they know.
So there are some things you can do.
Hatter says the simplest things you can do is use a variety of electronic ecosystems, including Google and Apple, so no single system knows all your interests. Watch movies on Netflix or Apple TV instead of Amazon Prime Video. Have Alexa go into its settings and delete conversations. And turn off your phone's microphone for all but essential features. Wilson's turning off her mic, but even without an Echo Dot, she still wonders what Amazon knows about her.
Do you feel they're listening to you?
It does. It absolutely does.
Amazon says employees listen to Alexa only to improve voice recognition, and both Amazon and Facebook insist they do not listen to your conversations, though many people remain skeptical. As always, don't waste your money. Working for you, I'm John Matteries, RTV6.
I'm thinking about a nonverbal forecast now. You want me to just silently point it?
Look at the screen carefully. Yeah.
It is amazing. I mean, what happens? I mean,
it's the world we live in now.
Yeah. So if you just look up one rain gauge, you're going to get all these weather instruments coming to your advertising feed. 44-mile-per-hour gust in Muncie. You knew it was windy today. Just how windy, right? Indianapolis had a 37-mile-hour peak gust. As far as rainfall, 0.28 of an inch. That's the most in Lafayette. We had just a few hundredths here at Indianapolis International Airport. As far as what's happening now, just very light showers, in many cases not heavy enough to pick up, but between Peru and Fort Wayne you find some other light showers. Those will be kind of persistent through the evening hours. 47 in Richmond now, 52 in Greencastle, 54 in Peru, 52 in Peru, 54 in Terre Haute and Sullivan, and I just say that like it's no big deal. That's a big deal. We finally made it into the 50s. It will be brief because tomorrow temperatures will go the other way and will cool off right on through the weekend. Say hello to Lucy, and she's got a story here.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
She looks like me when my hairspray isn't kicking in.
And so what happens is when the heat comes on in the house, she gets a little static electricity, then that happens with her ears. Isn't that wild?
That is hilarious.
Lucy, let me tell you, do not ask the boys in this studio how to fix your hair, because I got some
that's how Amanda looks when she walks
bad
in the door
instructions this week.
I would take fabric softener that you would put in your laundry and just rub it on the head.
Rub it on down, right.
You also told me water, Kevin.
I use water. There's all kinds of tricks. Wind forecast. It will finally calm down, but it stays strong tonight into the morning hours tomorrow. Generally, we'll end up 5 to 10 miles per hour during the day tomorrow. Out of the north, so it won't be as warm. There are the showers shifting south and east as we go through the night tonight. Forecast tomorrow, mainly dry. We just battle the clouds again. Temperatures will stay generally in the lower 40s, maybe mid-40s to the south. And again, mostly cloudy through the day. As far as temperatures below average, that continues across central Indiana. Tomorrow night, Friday night football, dry. Temperatures in the 30s. Definitely need to bundle up if you're sitting there. At least it won't be that windy. Saturday, rain, snow mixed, 42 degrees. A lot of this melting on contact, obviously. 44 and dry on Sunday. There are the temperatures struggling to hit 40 degrees, but above the freezing mark, giving us that melting situation. 7 a.m. clouds are gray. The green shows you the rain showers. The pink and blues here, that's your transition to and mixing with some snow. There's your rain-snow mix at 4 o'clock. By 7 off into the eastern portion of the state with a little more snow mixed in there. Maybe some accumulation on grassy surfaces, but I think on roadways, and that should just be melting. We'll have our eye on a storm system early next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Rain mixing with or changing to snow showers before ending just before the Thanksgiving holiday.
A lot of people are going to be starting their journeys.
Yes, they will.
All right, thanks, Kevin, for that.
Come adopt. We need people to come adopt.
The plea tonight to open your home to a new four-legged family member. Why the need is particularly urgent. Take a look at these faces here. They are animals, hoping you will find room in your heart and home to adopt them for free and help Indianapolis Animal Care Services free up space for more animals. IACS had a very successful late-night adopt-a-thon on Friday with 101 animals finding homes, but since then close to 250 more animals have come in, and space is once again an issue. Staff is using portable crates for them to stay in until a kennel opens up. They are hoping you'll take advantage of the free adoption offer and take one home before Thanksgiving.
It's a little bit more urgent right now because we do have the holidays coming up, and next week we're going to be closed for 3 days in a row. So we really need to move animals out and make space for the animals that will continue to come in while we're closed for adoptions.
IACS will be open through Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and closed November 27th through 29th. IACS is located at 2600 South Harding. If you're not sure a pet is a good fit for your family, you can take advantage of the Cuddle Before You Commit program that allows you to foster a dog or cat for 14 days. If everything works out, the adoption will be finalized on the 15th day. If not, that also helps IACS by freeing up space, at least temporarily.
Tonight, Call 6 Investigates is going to the state's top leaders to see what's being done to fix a dire problem. Pregnant women and babies in danger, partially because they live so far from proper medical services. It's an update you'll only see on RTV6 News at 6.
But first on the Now, Indy, more parking in downtown Indianapolis. Where and when you'll be able to find nearly 300 new spaces. You're watching RTV6.